Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
The whole wide world was against me. I just couldn't get it, like, they just wouldn't believe a word that was coming out of my mouth. How hard is it to believe that a doctor, whose purpose in life, whose vows were to help me, and not to be grooming and manipulating me? And guess what my response to the whole wide freaking world was? This is my reality. Ever catch yourself building a whole imaginary relationship with someone after just a one good convo? Yeah? Same. That's what Kendra Hilty said on July 14th on her Facebook status. Kendra, I just want to start with this. Delulu is not always the Salulu. Kendra's story starts when she's searching up for a psychiatrist, finds him, the first one that ever pops up on her phone. She actually finds him so attractive too. By the way, she decided to go to a psychiatrist because she has ADHD. All of this story is mostly about the thoughts of this girl that are so delusional. I'm just gonna point out the obvious delusional moments that is just scary. I don't know, this delusional culture is getting out of hand nowadays, and it seems like everyone has their own reality, according to Kendra. So by now she had some sessions with him, right? And now she decided to ask him, can I call you by your name?
Hey, do you mind if I call you by your first name?
Okay.
And he's Pakistani, so I said his first name.
Already, you're giving out too much information. Do you have consent for this?
So I said his first name wrong.
Okay,
and
normal.
he said, well, it's pronounced this, but yes, of course you can. And he seemed so smug.
Just the way that she's explaining the situation is like so sensual, like, okay. I don't think the doctor actually acted like that. He probably was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that's completely fine.
Smug and happy with himself.
How
and
come?
I know that is because
What?
that was his first sign that him pretending like we're friends was working.
Pretending like we're friends?
I had only ever been to therapy before. I didn't realize that, it's important to call your doctor last name.
I mean, that's just respect and at this point honorifics, like doctor. I don't ever remember calling a doctor by their name. Like, that's weird to me. I don't know. It's not apparently. We all know this, okay? Unless you and your doctor have a special relationship, like family or dating or I don't know, something like that.
It just showed that the boundaries were blurring, and he liked that.
Oh,
So from then
really?
on, from my third session on, I started calling him his first name.
Okay,
And then he just started turning up the volume
Okay.
on us being friendly.
Turning up the volume on what? You just asked him that and he said yes to it. Why do you have to explain it like that? Pretending to be friendly? I mean, they try to make you feel as comfortable as they can. Like, what? She thinks that there is more to the answer than what she heard, but he's just not telling, he's not opening up to her. I can only imagine how it actually went, So, like, doctor, can I call you by your first name, like not doctor anymore?
Yeah, okay, that's fine, completely
Oh.
fine. Yeah, sure, you can
Okay,
call me
so
by
we're
first
dropping
name.
the honorifics now, huh? Well, what else we're gonna drop now? Our pants?
What? Kendra, what are you talking about? You're here for something
Oh, sorry,
completely
cause
else.
your boundaries are so big for you.
You're messing
You are a
up the
professional.
boundaries.
Anyway.
But what about my brother?
What? Girl, chill out. It's just a freaking name. And then she continues to explain how he asks her always for her health and her mental health too. Like, do you have any thoughts of self-harm? And she gets it completely wrong because he says that it's for my special interest.
The chemistry was starting to be there before, like, I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, this man is just friendly. And he said, I have to ask this because it's a special interest of
Why do you
mine.
keep talking like
But
that,
is
dude?
there any thoughts of harm?
Like any
Like, I was
normal
stuck.
psychiatrist on freaking earth, because they need to know, right? They have to ask you that because it is on his special interest. Because he's a doctor and he's there for that, not for you personally, Kendra. What are you talking about, girl?
Like, I was special to him. And I
What?
said, no thoughts of harm. And he didn't ever ask me a clinical question again.
Because
He
you said
stopped
no.
asking me about my bladder, bowels, and appetite, and he stopped asking me about thoughts of harm.
Once you say no, he got the answer. Why would he ask you again? Unless he's suspicious about you. Well, he's gonna ask you, how was your day today, Kendra? You wanna spend time with me personally? Or are we gonna go and hang out somewhere? Her thinking that it's because she's so special to him, she started wanting to see him more. That was her addiction, literally. She just wanted to see him so bad, but he kept refusing it. And she finds that as a red flag that the guy said no. Just listen, please.
And this new therapist, who is a 75-year-old woman with a PhD, she was pretty helpful. So I stopped
Good.
asking my psychiatrist, begging, honestly, to be my therapist and let me see him more.
Begging,
Which
like-
also should have been a red flag.
I mean, is he the red flag for you, or are you the red flag for him that he's saying no to you so bad? He just doesn't want to see you because he can already see the weird combinations that you're making, your assumptions on his thoughts that don't even make sense. Apparently that is just your reality and that's just what you agree. It doesn't matter what other people think, it's just what you think. Not the reality that we're living. It's what you think on your head what happened, but it's not actually like that, Kendra, so... Call your mind. Call it, literally, like,
Hey mind, am I freaking wrong? You're telling me I'm wrong? You know what? I don't even need a mind anymore, literally. Like, I'm good. I'm good with my delusional stuff.
it's just pathetic, really.
I started focusing on this therapist. However, I would tell the therapist how obsessed I was with my
Look what
psychiatrist.
she used to do.
And
Like, she used to switch roles. Go to her therapist and tell what psychiatrist says, and go to psychiatrist and tell what therapist says. I don't get it. It feels like she's not fulfilled with both of them, what they're doing for her.
she also loved stories about my dating life. She also was getting supply from me in her own way.
She should know what you're thinking, what you're going through. She might be asking you whatever you talk by yourself. At this point, you are supplying her with stuff because you need to. Are you going to the therapist so you do therapy, or are you getting the therapist so you can give therapy to her? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. So it's quite wrong to say that she was using her for supply, whatever the hell. Same with the therapist. She claims that the psychiatrist is using her. She says that he was trying to manipulate her all this time, and he was actually manipulating her since he is a psychiatrist. She mentioned that sometimes he was cold, sometimes he was warm, sometimes he was hot. So it was just hard for her and confusing to understand, is he cool with her or more than professional? I learned from a psychiatrist on TikTok. I will put his video right here. So you are able then to understand it better.
In psychiatry, I have to know how to balance between being warm, empathetic, friendly, creating a good connection with the patient, but at the same time, also being clinical, logical, and more detached, because that's why patients are coming to me for my expertise. They're not coming to me to be their friend. They're coming to me to be their psychiatrist, to give them that clinical expertise that I spent 4 years in medical school, 5 years in residency and fellowship learning about.
Cold and clinical and detached. And you know what that did? It made me work harder. It started the addiction that I had to him.
Okay.
100%. And he knew exactly what he was doing. This man gives lectures on trauma and
Okay.
attachment theory. He used his psychiatric training to manipulate me and
my
get me
God.
hooked. And guess what? It worked.
I can tell that you're hooked, but it's not because he tried to manipulate you. What is he gonna win from that? The supply you're talking about? No. He's there to help you, and you go ahead and say this just because you think a whole different way. You have a whole different reality. Right here we are talking about a doctor, a psychiatrist, who is probably seeing this happening like 100%, because you have people posting his pictures, you have people posting videos of him. She made a mistake that mentioned his name. Part 2 or 3, I'm not sure. She mentioned his name and she did not take that video off, which is so wrong because she doesn't have no consent of mentioning this man's name. And now she goes ahead and says that he is a manipulator when he's trying to help, or you went there for help. You are accusing someone of manipulating just because you think it's like that when it actually is not. Anyway, moving forward to January 2020, 2024, I think, 2023, I don't know. Sometimes the timeline is messy and I don't really understand, but it's either 2023 or 2024. She went through a car accident, and that day she had to go 2 p.m. to the psychiatrist again because she had a session with him. So then when she went to the emergency after she had the accident, they told her that you might be having internal bleeding. She decided still to go to the the psychiatrist appointment. This girl is out here sacrificing her life for this doctor of hers and so-called addiction of hers. Why did I do that? I mean, she's actually addicted. We can literally tell. I don't know. Like, oh my god, we should just move on because I can say this is the most delusional ever because it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. I can only imagine her on the emergency room going crazy like,
You might have internal bleeding. You have to stay here.
what time is it? 11? Oh my god, 2 p.m. I have to go to the doctor.
You're dying,
I'm
man.
dying? Oh, no way. What?
What?
I can't die. I can't freaking die. What the hell?
Why are you
if I
yelling
meet
at me?
him, I will be good.
How can you make it there with the brain on
Trust
your
me,
head?
I will be good. I'll be thriving.
You know what happened is that I showed up and I told him that I may be internally bleeding, and he didn't stop the appointment. He
What?
didn't say, you need to take care of yourself.
He messed up right here. He should have just let her go and take care of herself. But how could he do that? Like, this makes me not believe what she's saying, that she actually told him, but she just went there and didn't even tell him what actually happened. That just makes me believe that it's either he messed up so bad, or it's the other side of the story where she didn't actually tell him, but she's saying this to us, so we think it's him on the fault here. Then she says that he started through the sessions to open up more, turning up the volume more, turning up the intimacy more, and started complimenting her.
So I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you curled your hair. Or I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you're wearing glasses.
Okay.
And of course I felt seen and excited
She likes him. I mean, it's obvious.
that he was noticing these things about me. I didn't realize at this time that he had feelings for me too.
Are you serious? He was probably just trying to open up the conversation. He said to her that he likes these turtle shell type of glasses. Guess what she's doing? She has those type of exact glasses on the videos, on the parts that she posted. She is still obsessed with a guy. She's still going. Like, Kendra, call your head. I said it.
So I was so excited when he noticed my glasses that I ran and showed him my other pair, and he said, I prefer turtle shell glasses. So even though I usually wear contacts, I'm wearing these turtle shell glasses.
Yeah, right.
In
He's
these
gonna wear
videos
them.
because just in case he sees them ever, he'll see me in his favorite glasses. He did tell me he likes the turtle shell.
Did he say I prefer those type of glasses on you, Kendra, on you personally? Or he said I prefer these glasses, I just prefer them. Like, I prefer cat headphones. What can I do? I'm a kitty girly. I have the cat plushies, 2 cat plushies. I have cat ointments. Do you call it that? I don't know. I have another cat ointment right there. I have my cat drawn right there. I have, oh my god, I just realized, guys, that I have too many cat things. Oh my god, this is crazy. The cat drawn is actually a gift. I love you, the person that gave it to me. I have a cat futuristic looking thing. I love futuristic stuff. I have cat hair on my shirt too. Goodness gracious, I'm covered. Yeah, I'm just a kitty girl. I mean, if I say I prefer cats, doesn't mean that I prefer them for you to have. So you go ahead and have them now. Why is it so hard with these Delulu people? So obviously, she started telling her breast friend? Oh, that's crazy. She obviously started telling her best friend about this whole situation after I thought it can't get worse than her. Her best friend said that.
And she told me, she said, Kendra, one of these days, your psychiatrist, she would use his name, is going to say, I can't be your doctor anymore. I want to be with you. I want to be with you so bad. I can't be your doctor. I'll see you in 2
Bestie!
years. So my best friend, who's a doctor, she picks up on stuff like that. So even she knew that our relationship was crossing boundaries and getting weird.
The only person who is crossing the only person who is crossing, I am forgetting freaking English. The only person who is crossing boundaries and thinking of these inappropriate things is you, Kendra. You are taking things so wrong, literally. Like, you think this man is gonna just get on his knees one day, one of these days, like so casually, and just propose to you? But bestie though, you are failing me. You are feeding her delusion. After she heard this, she went ahead and told the psychiatrist about this whole story with the bestie. She's really convinced that he actually has feelings for her too. That's why she's telling him.
I told him about Brianna saying that, my best friend, who's the emergency medical doc. I told him that she would tell me that, and he just would be silent. He didn't disagree, but he didn't agree.
Because he is in shock how wrong you got stuff all this time. I would be left with no words too, I'm not gonna lie.
Weaponized neutrality was his favorite game to play.
Oh my
right?
God.
He didn't disagree with Brianna telling me that my psychiatrist had feelings for me.
Obviously, he's not gonna disagree because you're fed into the delusion of you guys being together and you guys liking each other so much. At the end of the day, he's a grown man. If he likes you, he would have told you that way before. But when things actually started to get weird and freaking wild was on part 7 when she started telling him about her sex life. Because yes, she has a boyfriend. I'm a droid girl, I know. She has a boyfriend and I don't get it how she was going through these things while having a boyfriend too, like cheating.
And then I started talking to my psychiatrist about my sex life.
Why would you do
about
that?
Tracking my cycle, using the fertility awareness method.
Are you serious? I'm not gonna say this. This is personal, okay? I'm not gonna talk about that. Time will come and tell.
My psychiatrist loved it. He didn't never say, this isn't an
He didn't love it
to your care.
Because he is there to listen to you. And I'm seeing that he didn't even ask you, because at least he would have mentioned that, Kendra, right? You're just starting to tell him stuff that is just inappropriate, completely, and didn't even ask for it. And no, he doesn't love it. Sorry to break it to you, sister. I will hold your hand while I say this. He did not love that. That was the most uncomfortable thing that he probably has ever gone through with his patients.
Oh, he just let me talk and talk and talk. And I didn't get too deep, but...
Are you serious? You're already deep. You're like in it, man. Like... What are you doing? Come on, you're too deep into this thing. You're telling him about your sex life? Even on YouTube videos, I have to censor that thing. You're out here going to psychiatrists. I know, AliExpress. I don't want to buy, okay? Thank you so much for your offer. 1, get 3 free. No thanks. You're deep in it, girl.
About a year and a half in, and I would send my psychiatrist these emails just about how much I liked him and how I was so grateful for him, and put in a bunch of heart emojis. And this is really when he should have transferred my care.
This is like literally when you should have transferred yourself from this psychiatrist to a different one. Trust me, girl. That would have been way better, because like all of these things got you now into talking about it on the internet. A lot of people saw it. Probably his family saw it. Probably he has a wife. She saw it. Or if he has kids, they probably saw it if they're old enough. And she claims that she's doing this to help people who actually went through it. I'm not saying that people didn't literally go through stuff like this, because you got all types of people in this world, no matter if they are psychiatrists or whatever. But when you feed your mind with delusional thoughts, this is what happens. You try to portray yourself as the victim when you're not, and that's why she says that she wants to talk about it more so people relate to it. And yeah, I'm sure they relate, but I don't think they relate to your delusional mind, because I don't. If you thought that she went too far about the sex life, wait until I tell you that she opened up about the issues that they were having on bedroom, probably bathroom too. I mean, anywhere, right?
And I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to my psychiatrist about this stuff because I have a crush on my psychiatrist and I don't want to tell him this intimate of stuff. And she said, well, you should tell him because I want a male's perspective.
Okay, interesting.
So at my next appointment with my psychiatrist, I told him, I said, today we're going to talk about my intimate life.
Crazy.
And he said, oh. I said, yes. My psychologist, my therapist, asked what your opinion on it was. And I told her that I don't talk to you about this intimate stuff because I have a crush on you.
Boom! Drop the bomb.
And he looked down and smiled so big in that moment.
Did he really? Because now I'm questioning everything, Kendra.
He smiled so big. And then I proceeded to give him 30 minutes of non-stop content about my intimate life with my boyfriend. And I actually recorded the whole thing because I was so excited.
What in the kinky world of patient and psychiatrist is this? She is crossing every boundary out there, not just with the psychiatrist. She's crossing boundaries with her boyfriend too. Like, she's selling their business to her psychiatrist. And she's recording it. I wonder if she still has the recording. I bet she freaking does.
But now it makes me sick. I can't even listen to the recording. I've tried.
You tried?
But it's gross.
You tried. You still want to Wait, what? Does that turn her on or something? She still wants to know how was the moment of 30 minutes of her life that she used to tell her psychiatrist about her boyfriend and herself. How they do it. You think he really cares? I mean, he cares what you think, but not how you guys do it. I mean, that's not the problem here. That's not the point why you're there. I can only imagine that poor guy's mind, what he was thinking at that moment. He's like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing here? I'm hearing corn stuff. Freaking book talk vibes. Oh yeah, and she does actually give me book talk vibes. While I was listening to her, I'm like, sorry, are you related to Colin Hoover? Is there any chance? Because like, this is giving Colin Hoover books, like literally. Book talk to its best, based on a real story.
Any ethical psychiatrist would have stopped me and said, Kendra, let's talk about your meds. Let's talk about your care.
Probably
At this
tried,
point, my meds
but
were stable. And I was still seeing him every month.
because you wanted to too.
That
like.
was a rough time. And it was pretty much his Christmas morning, the almost 2.5 years of grooming me to get me to talk about sexual things with him.
Dark. Why does she say it like that? This is so inappropriate. She says that he was trying to groom her. You are accusing him of really, really bad stuff. What if this, now it's making me think, like, let's just switch the roles here, right? And what if the psychiatrist is the girl and the patient is the guy? What would happen? A guy saying to a girl, she was grooming me. The world would freaking flip. I'm moving forward to when she finds out that she can have sessions with him in person, not online anymore. What a great news for Kendra. And she decides to tell him directly on one of their sessions.
So then the next time I saw him in Zoom, I told him, I was like, hey, your office manager outed you and told me that you see people in person.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me that when I asked?
Because he is probably scared and you are obsessive at this point by sending him emails with hearts and different questions and telling him you like him and knowing that you have a crush on him and clearly that you want him so freaking bad.
Why didn't you tell me that when I asked? And he said, oh, I just didn't think you'd want to come in.
I just didn't want to like see obsessive person that is in front of me right now. What's gonna happen on person when this is happening through Zoom meetings?
Of course he knew I wanted to come in. I had a crush on him. I told him that.
Yeah, that's why he said no to that.
So
He didn't think of that.
then-
And after this, she decided that she wants to actually meet up with him and have a session in person. And they make it happen and she goes and meets him for the first time. And she explains the moment where she saw him and went ahead to hug him.
I am just so excited to finally meet him. I'd been his patient for 3 years at this point, and he had been feeding the dynamic for 3 years. And I was just
Three
thrilled.
freaking years.
Thrilled
Obviously
to meet him.
you were.
And I ran up and I gave him the biggest hug. And you know what he did? He barely patted me on the back. It was the most awkward thing.
What do you expect? You expect him to hug you back so much? He's your doctor. You don't know him like that. Obviously, he's gonna be awkward and he's gonna pat you on the back. He doesn't clearly have feelings back for you. You expect him to come and freaking kiss you or something?
I am so glad that he did that. I am really glad, because this is what I mean. My psychiatrist was many things, but he was not stupid. So
Yeah.
I didn't ever touch him again. And I'm grateful that our relationship didn't ever cross.
I really, really think that she still has feelings for that person. Even after like 5 months now, because she mentioned that it was 5 months, that she was not meeting him anymore. Just the way that she explains it when she talks literally clearly tells, like she has some deep breaths and sensual feelings when she talks about him. She's still not over him. In part 12, she explains how they were talking and at the end of the session, she says like, this was a great session.
And I told him at the end of the session, it was another great session. I told him, look, you and I have a really special patient-doctor relationship. And he glared at me with just venom in his eyes.
Don't make him a freaking
And he
villain
said,
now.
you and I have a professional patient-doctor relationship.
Correct?
He was so angry with me.
Probably he wasn't angry, I would say, but he was just like done with all of this drama. She's not reading the signs correctly. Thinking of completely something else, so he must have been in a really, really bad position. He was so angry. He said we have a professional relationship. I mean, yeah, it's true. I believe you here that he said that because it's true.
He set a boundary. And immediately I took it on and was like, heard. Okay, I won't go there again.
Please don't go there again. It's been enough since you've been going there. He's not turning your emails back. You should get that, as he just doesn't want nothing else to do except be your doctor, psychiatrist. Nothing other than that. After like posting all of these on social media, calling him like with venomous look and calling him a groomer, exploiting you. What are you talking about? This has gone like beyond limits of you talking about another person without their consent and calling him these type of adjectives. This is ridiculous. By part 14, she explained that she saw a dream that she hooked up with the psychiatrist in his office. And they finished whatever the hell was going on in there. I don't know, like on the table, behind the table, under the table, on the freaking floor. She decides that she's gonna tell him on the session. And this was his reaction for psychiatrist. Because like she didn't even just tell about the dream. Started to tell about when she ovulates and whatever the hell. It was a full moon. I saw a dream of you. And we hooked up. I bet she really felt good.
A couple weeks ago, on the full moon, when I was ovulating, I had a dream about you.
Okay.
And he was like, oh yeah?
Probably didn't say with a smile
yeah.
on his face.
So I told him this. And I said, yes, we hooked up right here in this office. And he, all of a sudden, just looked so uncomfortable.
Obviously. Hey, Kendra, how you doing today?
Hi, doctor. I'm doing good. I just wanted to tell you that I had a dream and it was a full moon and we were hooking up. Oh my god, it felt so freaking good. Like, oh my god, I had so much fun. Like, oh my god, you were doing it. It was crazy. Like, best experience ever in my life. I want you so freaking bad.
I have to go.
Where are you going? Like, don't go.
It's over,
Oh my
bye.
god, you're so funny. You're going for real?
Obviously, he's creeped the hell out from this information. It's weird. You're seeing your psychiatrist in a dream doing all of the nasty, doing the deed with him. And why do I have to know about this? It just makes me feel uncomfortable personally, let alone him being one of the protagonists on the freaking dream.